Hi, Ames.
Welcome.
Hey, it's Justine.
Greetings.
This is a dispatch from E.
Hi, my name's Elaine Edgington.
This is the story of 8 strangers, chosen to co-create, live together, eat together, rest together, and find out what happens when leadership is shared, messy, and deeply human. I assumed that if I planned enough, dreamed big enough, and had the perfect agenda, magic would follow. But I was also grounded in theories that told me otherwise. Regenerative leadership, life-affirming, seasonal, cyclical. Emergent strategy, small is all. Trust the people, move at the speed of trust. And it was with these assumptions and theoretical groundings that I moved forward.
Part of what this experience has shown that there is I think a time and a space to give to adaptation based on what's happening in the moment, and being able to figure out how do you set a system like this up so that it can adapt, and people know how to give input to adapt. I think I told you, like, in my life, I feel like I have this mantra of, man, I really should have asked more questions.
Bringing us together in this way. It's been such a meaningful experience, meeting kindred spirits and people who are willing to open up their hearts and really full out play and participate together and create community together and create in the moment together. This co-creative process was special. Everybody brought something and more than one thing. It was a collaborative effort, and it was also a great learning opportunity for all of us here who attended.
Leadership lives in the relationships, not the roles. I believed healing leadership would require letting go more than holding tight.
I think the only expectation maybe that I had was that it was going to be awesome. It was going to be spiritual. It was going to be new, something exciting. And, I knew that everybody that was coming was bringing an offering for a session to promote healing, because being a healed person is important to leadership. That is exactly what happened. It was a beautiful experience to have a village for the week where everybody played their part to ensure a successful experience. And I absolutely loved the outdoors piece to this retreat. Even when we were inside, it felt like we were outside. The spaces were awesome.
When we let go of hierarchy, when we stop asking who's in charge and start asking what needs to be tended, something else happens. We become a murmuration. Not a flock led by one bird, but a fluid dance of instincts, adjustments, and alignment. At the Healing Leadership Retreat, we didn't follow an agenda. We followed each other.
pace of life is slower, and the home was so welcoming. And Amy grounded us in circle, in ritual, in deep, authentic sharing, in opportunities for us to all step into our own leadership, particularly in the culmination and the co-creation of community that is with decentralized leadership. Here at this retreat, she gave us an opportunity to imagine and practice a new way of relating in community. We are not given many models that are outside of hierarchy. And for us to all show up exactly as we are, be encouraged to express our needs and our no's and our boundaries, and to step up in leadership in the ways that we feel called in our role that is needed here on this planet at this time was such a blessing.
The sessions were phenomenal. The people were phenomenal. The flow that we had was amazing, from birth and death to embodiment and sensuality to future and imagining and alignment with purpose and mission and goals. Chef's kiss. Amazing.
I had an amazing time. I did the cooking for the most part, which was so awesome to get to rediscover something that I really love doing. I got to relax, which as a new mom I don't get to do very often. It was really amazing. I felt like I was able to reclaim my body, reclaim my time, do things that I enjoy that I don't typically get time to do, and meet some really amazing people along the way. Yeah.
There were moments where it was not easy for myself and for others to name our no, because we have been conditioned that it is not okay to give our no, or that we will be met with judgment, upset, hatred, whatever.
It, pushed some of us to our edges and challenged us to lead in different ways than we have before, and to grow through this experience. And I think it's been super valuable for all of us, and I know it has for me. And I'm going to take a lot of the lessons that I learned here over this time and use them in my own life and in how I lead groups, how I facilitate groups, and how I create community and bring people together. I feel like there was so many gold nuggets in this time. So
this has been an opportunity to redefine and deconstruct what leadership means and examine leadership from a variety of perspectives and lenses that has been particularly nourishing and fruitful. The experience itself with the people that were brought together to co-create has just been nothing short of amazing, and one of the deepest and most deeply nourishing and satisfying retreat experiences that I've had. And for the last 3 years, I have been on multiple retreats. The thoughtfulness with which the experience was organized and the
fertile ground that was laid for all of us to plant our own seeds of intention, our own seeds of knowledge, and then to be able to harvest from each other the incredible skill and knowledge and gifts that each person brought has just been outstanding. The community container has been really lovely with the communal style that Amy presented, with meal sharing and roles in this village structure. It was unique and absolutely something that should be replicated, and something that I can see bringing into different aspects of my own life and my own work as a facilitator.
This isn't the end. This was just a beginning. I hope to continue building gatherings like this. I hope to share this model with others. I will definitely be writing about it when I catch my breath. And I aspire to keep practicing decentralized leadership in every space I enter. But mostly, I plan to keep finding my people, my co-dreamers, my forest-dwelling, agenda-breaking, heart-centered humans.
Hello. So, it's been about a week, just over a week since our magical gathering in the forest, and I spent a good deal of time transitioning out of that magical portal. I had a hard time integrating back at work. I think I'm still sort of being kind to myself about the jarring nature of being in a space like the one that we co-created, and then being in a space like the military where I work. For me, it has been very illuminating of what I do and do not want to be a part of in my regular life. It's helped me develop some boundaries. The way in which the group came to know that they were co-creating really, it really, I think, didn't fully sink in until the last day. And that was, for many different reasons. I mean, I don't know that we were fully engaged in deeply, truly co-creating until then. We were sort of figuring it out and coming into flight with each other, in that murmuration. But also, the way that the framework and the concept of the retreat was communicated. I think, on reflection, I would do more intentionally in the future. I would make that more of a structured part of the conversation up front, so that we might be able to get there a little bit sooner. But I don't know that we will. We will still have humans, building trust and coming to know what it is that we want to become together. So I want to provide more clarity in the front end, but also continue to hold true to not controlling what it should look like, which was definitely the most challenging part
in this was to continuously not control the outcome. You know, months and months and months ahead of this, I had to let go of who I thought was going to be there, and who I knew was going to make the circle complete. There was times of just deep sadness when people I thought needed to be there weren't going to be there. And then it made space for others who joined at the last minute because there was still space for others. So that work of letting go started very early, and it went throughout the process, even until now. Still letting go of what coulda, shoulda, woulda happened. The logistics and overall management of details and travel itineraries and meal planning and venue coordination and packing lists and agreements and all the details. So I think that part of it too was I did have my daughter with me who did help with prep, but I think I would ask others to help with that as well, because it was overwhelming, and I think that I could have had collaborators prior to arrival. I think there was people who might have been willing to help with that. And again, it's just that letting go of and decentralizing the weight of it all. But what I do know is that it's already changing me. It's already changing my daughter. I've seen it in her since we left. Major life changes. And from what I've heard from the other starlings in our murmuration, they are also feeling ripple effects of our time together, our opening of the portal, and gathering in the forest. I am still swirling in gratitude and in awe of what we did together. I feel some grief and sadness that it's now complete. But also looking forward to what it will contribute to and manifest in the future. Eternally grateful to everyone that participated and to my son who helped me co-create this video, and who has also been a monumental support system for me in the completion of my master's program and all the different chapters of life that we've been able to co-create together. So thank you, Maxwell, and thank you to everyone who helped make this possible. Until next time.